The entire universe is our dream. This article is, in part, written by Gerardus. For thousands upon thousands of years, all the major happenings or scenarios that occurred on planet Earth, like wars and weather, including all the so-called acts of God, are part and parcel of staged scenarios. Whatever scenarios humanity experiences, all happenings are created by a secret and/or divine authority. This authority consists of an enormous group of higher beings and many lower ones who inspire the leaders and rulers of our world into the necessary actions. All this is a big secret to them as well as to humanity. Meanwhile, all we can do is love all beings by letting them be. The point is that the three-dimensional reality is directed from higher levels. It is a global play or performance. Meanwhile, the global play on Earth is an illusion. As well as that, it is an infinitely tiny fraction within the universal play or performance. Creation, high and low, visible and invisible, deep and shallow, great and small, good and bad, is a universal play or show. Not to forget that all of it takes place in mind only. There is no actual world or universe out there. It is only real in our mind or consciousness. Life is a mind thing. At this point, we ought to ask ourselves, what is the purpose of this global play or performance? The answer is very simple. To awaken approximately 30 to 50 billion human souls, of which the greatest majority dwells in discarnate states, in other planes than the third dimensional plane upon which we find ourselves. In addition to the play on Earth, there is a universal play or performance going on within, which all global plays fit most precisely. The entire manifested universe is a play or performance, and within this play, all souls are actors and play their roles. Our role as an actor is our means of learning about ourselves. Eventually, all souls will join the infinite light or source again. The infinite light is what we actually are and come from. As a matter of fact, we never left it. Creation, or the manifested universe, is the dream of the infinite light. All beings, creatures, and things in the manifested universes are figments in and of this dream. Nothing actually exists anywhere, except in the mind or consciousness of the one dreamer. We are this dreamer. To learn that this is so, it is our task. Human beings exist in third density, and higher beings exist, for example, in fourth dimension, fifth, sixth, and seventh densities. All these different levels, however, are only human distinctions, and in actuality they do not exist. The beings in the so-called higher densities are invisible to humans, and we could name them the keepers of humanity. It is their responsibility to raise billions of human souls to higher levels of awareness. To do this is done by means of experiences of a negative and positive nature. Life is good and bad, so to speak. All this is supposed to make people think. The masses hate to think. They rather die than think. Thus, whatever scenarios or happenings we experience on planet Earth, these experiences are all meant to be the way they happen. In other words, there is order in this haphazard human chaos and universe. We are here to experience all these scenarios in order to eventually awaken. There are many different cycles and lifetimes we as human souls are subjected to. Full awakening or full realization is usually called the Christ consciousness, or Buddhahood. I feel that some human beings will attain this state of mind before the end of this cycle in 2012. The world rulers of the third dimension Illuminati are not humanity's enemies as some writers depict them. The human beings who function as the Illuminati are inspired and directed by higher beings to assure that humanity experiences what we need to experience in order to awaken. It is normal that many, if not all, of the human beings who function as the third dimensional Illuminati are mind-controlled by negative and or positive so-called aliens. These aliens are the higher beings, and even they might be mind-controlled. They are controlled in the same manner as the so-called terrorists who were arrested in England in the past in connection with the London bombings. The scenarios, or plays, we are subjected to are our lessons and opportunities to awaken to the infinite light we are and always have been. We are the living truth and the reality. We are the Christed beings of creation. Please remember, the rulers of the world who function as members of the Illuminati are neither saints nor sinners. All of them, like us, are human souls or actors, engaged in a play in which there are lessons to be learned. This means that all of us, at one time or another, need to learn the lessons of power and or absolute power. These lessons usually include corruption and all the deception that goes with it. In the meantime, people kill bugs with pesticide and weeds with weed killer. Higher beings allow people to be killed by wars and weather. This includes all natural disasters or acts of God. Yes, the weather is controlled and or created by the weather makers. They are higher beings and they create every storm or tsunami. Nothing happens by itself. Human beings on Earth live in an environment in which the main events are completely controlled from beginning to end. Creation is an act of consciousness expressed in virtual realities or illusions. Welcome to our dream called life on Earth. Sooner or later, all of us will awaken from this dream. If the world exists in mind only, is it possible to get out there and change or fix it? Naturally, that is not possible. We can only change it by changing our thoughts and our attitudes. Once we understand what the world is and what it is for, we know that the world is exactly the way it should be. Meanwhile, it can be improved upon, but only by the means of those who think differently compared to those who think and create the world the way it is presently.